The Culture Pop Podcast is brought to you by the law offices of Jacob Emrani.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mase. If you or a friend or loved one is injured in an accident, the first person you should call is my friend Jacob. When I did this, Jacob was great. He helped me by talking through the next steps, which really put my mind at ease. When you're injured in an accident, you got to have an expert. That's why you call Jacob, just like I did. Call Jacob, 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Culture Pop Podcast. I'm Steve Mason. This is Sue Kalinsky over here, and this is Mark Ellis from Rotten Tomatoes over there. What is going on, guys? Good morning. What's happening? Emmy nominations officially announced. What was your initial takeaway, Sue?
I thought it was pretty right on. You know, I was very happy with a lot of the choices. Couple of snubs. I was kind of surprised that Jon Hamm wasn't nominated, because I think this is the best thing he's done since Mad Men.
I agree.
Yeah,
it's a really great performance. Yeah, Friends and Neighbors.
It not only is it a great show to watch, and he's tremendous in it. It's maybe a look at Mark Ellis's future. Working is for the birds, and I have a lot of rich friends, more and more as I get older in life, and so maybe I'll just pilfer some of their stuff that they're not even going to need anyway.
Yeah, a watch here, some jewelry there. Who's going to notice? Exactly. So I thought one of the big, first of all, Severance, The Penguin, The Studio, The White Lotus, and The Last of Us were like the big winners out of these nominations. And by the way, Severance is an Apple show. Studio is an Apple show. They could win Best Drama and Best Comedy for the first time since they did it previously with Game of Thrones, and the comedy was Veep. That's the last time one network, one streamer has won both drama and comedy. So they got a real shot at this year. And Apple seems to get everything right. They rarely miss.
There's a couple shows I've enjoyed on Apple, like Your Friends and Neighbors, or like Dark Matter, that I don't think have gotten the Emmy recognition that they deserve. But maybe that's because Apple has so much good going for it right now. Shrinking is another one that I think could sneak into the comedy noms. I don't think it's going to take a statue away from its brother, The Studio, but that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's jump in. We'll go through the big categories and just give you an overview of everything. Let's start out with Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. You got a little White Lotus here. In fact, if you were in White Lotus, chances are, unless your name is Patrick Schwarzenegger, you got a nomination. He was snubbed in this whole thing. But you got Zach Cherry from Severance, Walton Goggins from White Lotus, Jason Isaacs from White Lotus. Paradise has James Marsden in the race. Sam Rockwell, White Lotus. Severance, Tremel Tillman is there. And also from Severance, John Turturro is there. Really competitive category. My initial thought is Sam Rockwell's going to win for the weirdness of his role in White Lotus. But Mark, it could be anybody.
Yeah, well, Sam Rockwell, especially having that award-level monologue moment that everybody was buzzing about for a few days, I think that might give him a leg up over everybody else. But I might be a little hypocritical here, because I'm going to say that the White Lotus cast might sort of like take votes from each other, but I'm also going to think somebody from Severance is winning, and they have 3 nominations in this category too. So I think Tremel Tillman is just so perfect as Belichick that I'm going to be rooting for that, for him to win. But I also think, look, if we think that White Lotus could be taking votes from each other and Severance is taking votes from each other, who's left? James Marsden is just sitting there from Paradise.
Yeah. Sue, what do you think?
This is a tough one, because Walter Goggins is so amazing in this series, and Jason Isaacs is so amazing.
Yep.
I think Jason Isaacs may run away with this.
He's great. I always thought when I watched The White Lotus, I would like to see what happens when they went home. Like the guy that lost everything. What happens to that family when they actually get home, I think is a fascinating series too. All right, Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. You've got Patricia Arquette from Severance. You've got Carrie Coon from White Lotus. You've got Julianne Nicholson from Paradise. She was a great bad guy. Parker Posey from The White Lotus, one of the memorable roles. Natasha Rothwell from White Lotus. Amy Lou Wood from White Lotus. That is a very competitive category. My initial thought is I love Catherine Lanasa, who got nominated for The Pitt. The Pitt is, I think, my favorite show this year. And when I first saw her, I thought, okay, they must be shooting in Pittsburgh. In reality, they were shooting in LA. She has a slight Pittsburgh accent, so she must be a local hire. And the reality was, I bought her as a local hire from Pittsburgh. I mean, she is great, Sue.
I look at The Pitt as kind of the new shiny show in town. I agree with you. I think it's one of the best shows out there. The premise is unbelievable. Every episode is a different hour in a shift of an ER in a teaching hospital. I just think the writing is great, and I'm with you on Catherine Lanasa. Actually, when she first came on the screen, I thought, God, she must be related to Melissa Leo.
Oh,
They
she
are
does have that going
so
on, yeah.
similar. She's got this toughy kind of with a heart type of persona, and I thought she was brilliant in it.
Mark, what
And
do you think?
I think she's helped too by having a storyline that really goes in different places and makes her the focus of a couple episodes. Just like y'all, I was blown away not just by The Pit, but how much I liked it. I grew up in a house. I was the household that did not watch ER in the 1990s because my dad was a doctor in the Air Force, and so we'd watch Friends, we'd watch Seinfeld. The TV had to be changed before ER came on because he didn't want to watch it. And to see this show and just how addicting it was, and she's a big part of it. However, I just feel like Severance is going to be getting a lot of these. And I think that Patricia Arquette and the way that her character is evolving in Severance, I feel like that backstory that we got about her gave her such a great showcase episode that I'm going to give the nod to Patricia Arquette. Shout out as well to my girl, Carrie Coon, not from White Lotus, but I just love the Gilded Apes that much.
Yeah, she did have, by the way, the great monologue in The White Lotus. Carrie Coon did, though, which was just fantastic. Outstanding lead actor in a drama series. Congratulations to Sterling K. Brown and Gary Oldman and Pedro Pascal and Adam Scott. But I think this is Noah Wiley's award for The Pitt. I think that's the single best television performance I saw this year. Sue?
I totally agree. Just the journey that he took from the first episode to the last episode. It was very interesting series because they didn't really go too in depth in backstory in this show. You got a little bit of backstory with Bryan Cranston's daughter. What's her name?
Taylor Dearden.
Taylor Dearden. Because it really fit with the storyline of her sister being autistic. But it still was so compelling. Like, I never felt like, like so many dramas, especially medical shows, you see a lot of kind of hackneyed, like, two doctors, having sex in a closet, like, it didn't have a lot of that. It was just, this is exactly what it's like without anything fancy or any kind of like bullshit story to kind of make it more appealing. It already was appealing just by the nature of the show.
Yeah, and bring your backup scrubs because they may run out of them at the hospital. I think that Noah Wiley gets this, and one of the reasons is because we talk about this from time to time about award shows. They love that good storyline. They love rewarding somebody they feel has earned it. Noah Wiley been nominated for his ER days 5 times, but never won. So this could finally be his chance at the Emmy statue for the lead actor in a drama series.
Of all the categories at the Emmys this year, this is the one I would put the house on, is Noah Wiley to win Best Actor in a Drama Series. All right, so Best Actress in a Drama Series, Britt Lohr from Severance was terrific. Bella Ramsey, I love The Last of Us. The Diplomat has Kerry Russell. Sharon Horgan from Bad Sisters. Sue, I know you're a big Bad Sisters fan. And Matlock, Kathy Bates is nominated. A CBS show, a network show. Sue, who do you like here?
I never saw Matlock.
Yeah.
But I think Kathy Bates is going to win.
Yeah.
Just the word about her performance. I mean, that's all I hear. I hear how great she is in it. And I think she's going to cancel out everybody else. I mean, Sharon Horgan was really good. She's good in everything she does. I just don't know if I don't know if she deserves to win.
Right. Right. Well, the funny thing is, I don't know anyone who's watched Matlock, but everybody seems to think Kathy Bates is going to win. Those three letters CBS have me not tuning in, but I hear from people around. People are telling me
Around
Kath-
the globe.
Kathy Bates is fantastic. What did you think of Kathy Bates after not watching her on Matlock, Mark?
Okay. Well, I feel like I've seen Matlock just because I watch so much football on Sundays in the
It's
fall that
true.
I've seen enough ads. And speaking of that, every network watching this show is like, hey, we better hold on to football as long as we
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I actually have a friend who's on the show Matlock, David Del Rio, is the series regular. And so I supported him. I've watched a couple episodes. Kathy Bates is terrific as always. And here's the thing. It's like that old wrestling gimmick where the lights go down and then you hear music. Good God, that's Kathy Bates's music. You do not want to be in any award competition and see Kathy Bates's name next to yours. I feel like it's going to be Kathy Bates. I think she's the oldest person ever nominated for this category. So I think that that's another good storyline, and I think that she gets the nod, even though none of us watched her wonderful show all that much.
No, but again, people are telling me terrific. Outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series, Ike Barinholtz, who's so good in the studio. Coleman Domingo from The Four Seasons, which I liked. Shrinking, Harrison Ford. Jeff Hiller for Somebody Somewhere. Evan Moss Bacharach, who's so good on The Bear. Michael Urie from Shrinking. And Bowen Yang from Saturday Night Live. For me, I loved the studio, but Harrison Ford just makes me laugh like crazy. His gruff, kind of jerky behavior towards everybody in that psych office. I just love Harrison Ford in Shrinking.
Okay. This is tough for me. You know, I don't like going against Steve when he feels confident in a pick, but
Yep.
and I love Harrison Ford for all the reasons you would think I love Harrison Ford. I just have a feeling about an upset in this category at the hands of Ike Barinholtz. He's just so funny and so kinetic, and he's had a great year regardless. But I think that it's not just going to be one of those, hey, you're lucky you got nominated. I think he actually takes the statue home.
I'm going to go in a different direction here, and I don't even know if you guys have seen Somebody Somewhere.
No.
It is this sleeper show on HBO, and it is great. And Jeff Hiller is so good in this show. So I know it's really it's a dark horse, but he so deserves this award.
By the way, big shout out Eben Moss Bacharach for me is the heart of the Bear. That show just and I thought, and we'll talk about it coming up, but I really like this current season. All right, best supporting actress in a comedy. Liza Colon-Zayas from The Bear. Hannah Einbinder, so good on Hacks. Catherine Hahn from The Studio, she is crazy. Janelle James from Abbott Elementary. Catherine O'Hara, so good. In The Studio, Cheryl Lee Ralph from Abbott Elementary, and Jessica Williams in Shrinking. For me, I find this to be kind of a stumper. If I was to guess, it seems like it's already sort of achieved the status as everybody's favorite TV comedy of the moment. Hannah Einbinder, I think, probably deserves to win here. She is, she's in virtually every scene that Jean Smart's in, and she is terrific. We had her mom on the show, the great Lorraine Newman. I think Hannah Einbinder is my pick there, Sue.
I am not a big fan of Hacks anymore.
Really?
I do not like this season.
Huh.
And I haven't seen the whole season. I think I saw 4 or 5 episodes. And I just feel like the writing isn't as good as it was. I think some of the stories were hacky. What can I say? I mean, hacky, not in a good way. Like the Julian Nicholson Dance Mom thing.
Dance
I mean,
Mom? You didn't like Dance Mom? Come
no,
on, Sue. Dance Mom.
no.
No?
I
Did
thought it
not
was
work for you.
so silly. And it just
Come on,
didn't
Sue.
feel.
Give us a
It
little
didn't.
dance.
It didn't feel like the show. It didn't feel like the show. So this is a tricky one because I think Catherine Hahn is so good in the studio. I think the studio, they're going to take some awards here. So I would say, to me, it's in between Catherine Hahn and Catherine O'Hara because she is so silly, ridiculous.
Yeah, she is really funny.
I'm just surprised that we finally have a little tiny hole in the Hacks boat because every time I see y'all on this show in person, everybody else as well is telling me to see Hacks, and I still have been the last holdout, have not seen Hacks yet. Everybody thinks I'd love it, so I will eventually be giving it a shot. Hannah Einbinder, I'm sure, is great. For me, this is Between the Studio and Abbott Elementary, two shows that I dearly love. Janelle James and Cheryl Lee Ralph are two of my favorites on Abbott Elementary. But I already went with Ike for the upset with the studio, so I'm going to stay on that train. I'm going to go Catherine O'Hara for the studio, and we'll just see if one of us has to win something, right? But I feel like we're all blind thrown at a dartboard.
We are. At this point, we definitely are. Nah, I can't believe you haven't watched Hacks.
I know.
I mean, you're a stand-up comic. It's about a stand-up comic, and
I
her
think that
sort
goes
of
back
journey.
to my dad, though, because my dad didn't want to watch ER when he got home. And maybe I don't want to watch it because I was just living that life 30 minutes ago before I got back to my place. So maybe that's
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, too much reminds you of work too much. All right, best lead actor in a comedy series. Adam Brody for Nobody Wants This, Seth Rogen for The Studio, Jason Segel for Shrinking, Martin Short for Only Murders in the Building, and Jeremy Allen White for The Bear. I am going to immediately eliminate Jeremy Allen White, even though I think he had a really nice season, but he's already won this a few times. Jason Segel, always interesting. You know what? It's Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen is The Studio. I mean, it is his frenetic sort of pacing that drives that show, that propels that show forward and creates that manic energy. I think it's Seth Rogen.
Go ahead, Mark.
I think it's Seth Rogen too, but I want to give a shout out to Adam Brody because I really enjoyed his work. But like, I think the other thing about The Studio is that this kind of show about a little like Hacks too, about this industry itself. I think it's like catnip for voters. And so I think they're just going to gravitate towards The Studio. If it gets to be close, that's when I like these kind of nominations in tiebreaker settings. So I will agree with Steve, Sue, and I'm going to say I think Seth Rogen easily is going to take this one home.
I think it's going to be Seth Rogen too. And then there's a part of me that thinks, are they ever going to give Martin Short an Emmy for Murders in the Building? Are they ever going to do that? I don't know how many more seasons it has left, but whenever there's an actor that really defines the show, like the show would not be the show without Seth Rogen. It's kind of how I feel about Noah Wyle in the Pitt. It's just he is the show. So I'm with both of you on Seth Rogen for sure.
Okay. Outstanding lead actress in a comedy series, a show that Sue and I both watched called The Residents. Uzo Aduba is nominated in this category. Kristen Bell for Nobody Wants This. Can I just say about Nobody Wants This? I didn't want it at all. I don't like sort of the schmaltzy rom-com vibe that I got from watching the pilot. I'm like, okay, I know it's meet cute and we have nothing in common and we're going to get together by the end. I believe I've seen that many, many times. So
You have.
But Kristen Bell's a lovely person and she gives a really good performance.
She does. I mean, Tova Felshit is way too Jewy. It's kind of like a parody of someone who's Jewish. I think it's just a little too over the top for me. But I agree. I'm not really crazy about the show.
Okay,
but
so there's Quinta Brunson from Abbott Elementary, okay, so this is my reaction. She seems so kind of cocky when she wins an award. She's got this sort of, that's right, I belong here vibe. And it annoys me. So she's not my pick. Io Edeberry from The Bear and Jean Smart from Hacks. Jean Smart has won here multiple times. You know, I like Jean Smart in Hacks a lot. I think she's terrific. But the actor who got me this year in this category more than anybody else was Io Edeberry. And I know The Bear, it's not a comedy and all that riff, but she's got an episode which actually may be the one that she directed, because she got nominated for Best Director of a comedy series as well. She has an episode where, have you guys seen The Bear this year? That episode where she's getting her hair done at her friend's house, and it's just a three actors in that scene, in that episode. And it's funny, and it's charming, and it's real, and it's awkward, and it's got all the, so based on that particular episode, I like Io Edeberry. Sue?
I think Uzo Aduba is phenomenal.
She's great
in The Residence.
Yeah.
This is another show where that doesn't happen without her at the helm. She's got monologues up the wazoo.
She really does have some serious monologues.
Oh my God. And she is so quirky and she's so quick. And of course, the writing is just insanely good.
Yeah.
It's like a quirky Agatha Christie show.
It is.
It
is.
It's just so much fun. And I think she's amazing. So she's my pick.
I had a great time watching The Residence as well. I'm glad we all three can finally agree on something here. As much as I want to vote for Kristen Bell, just to tick you two off, I think I'm gonna drink some of that Kool-Aid that Sue's got brewing in her place. I'm going Uzo as well, just because, like you said, you make a great argument, Sue. It's like Noah or it's like Seth. It's like the show doesn't happen without their energy and their ability, and so I think that The Residence is, maybe it's just that sleeper pick, because we've seen votes in years past for the Abbott Elementaries and the Bears of the world. Maybe this is the year that a new player comes into the lead actress in a comedy series category.
So the one thing I'll say about The Residence is the only thing I didn't like, I don't like birds. I think birds and all the bird watching talk, and I just spotted this on the White House. Like, that stuff really annoys the shit out of me. That was my one complaint. Like, if it were to come back for season 2, I think she should collect stamps. I think that would be equally uninteresting. But I thought the show was great, except for the birds.
Well, that was the whole idea. It was the quirkiness of her character.
Yeah,
I know. I hate birds.
I am not a big birds person.
I'm going to do you a favor. I'm not going to tell that to Thurston and Lovey. Those are my two doves that I'm watching out back. They're building a little nest in a tree. And
that's very nice.
Yeah,
sure.
So
that's cute.
Well, don't let a crow know you don't like it, because they'll attack you.
No,
They'll remember.
I had my sister's place. She has had a snake steal her bird eggs from her nest, and so
really?
there's a lot of bird nest drama in the Ellis family right now.
Oh God. Well, aside from the birds, I did like the show. I will tell you though, the show did get canceled. It's not coming back for a season 2.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of saw it as like a limited series anyway.
I thought it was very limited series too. Where else are you going to go beyond the White House?
Yeah.
Plus just fucking birds. Jesus. Okay. Outstanding comedy series. Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, Shrinking, The Studio, and What We Do in the Shadows. So I am a huge What We Do in the Shadows fan. It is unlike any show I've ever seen. A reality show about vampires living in Staten Island. I don't know how that pitch even got off the ground. It is brilliant. It is genius stuff. And I think it's the win to be nominated. This was the final year for What We Do in the Shadows. But I honestly, Sue, I agree with you. The first part of Hacks, the first part of the season that you watched, all they did was fight with each other. It was very negative, it was very fighty. I don't know if you're going to pick it up again, but they do sort of resolve everything by the end, and they're back on the same team. So I don't like Hacks here. I do like the studio because people in Hollywood love shows and movies about people in Hollywood. And this may be the ultimate example of that, Mark Ellis.
I agree with you. I think the studio will win for all the reasons you listed. For me personally, I actually feel like the studio got a little long in the tooth as the season went on. I felt like I picked up what the energy was, and it just made me frustrated as a viewer more than anything else. Watching Seth Rogen just, one step forward, two steps back his way through the season. It was entertaining. Each episode was so well done. And again, it's catnip for voters. So I think the studio is that new kid on the block that is going to take the big prize.
To me, it's a scripted curb in a way, you know? He's
yeah.
very reminiscent of Larry David, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's always getting himself in trouble. I thought it was really, really smart. There was maybe one or two episodes that were like, eh. And I know we're probably not going to get into the whole writing category, but I was kind of surprised at the episode they picked
Which
for
one was
writing.
it?
The first episode.
I love that episode. That's the Martin Scorsese episode.
Yeah, it was good, but I thought the episode where he's trying to make a case that his job as a producer, studio head, is more important than doctors, that to me was a brilliant, it was a brilliant theme, and the writing was so funny. I mean, that analogy was just genius.
So I want to point out there are three series in here, that are making an effort to come back every year. So we don't have a huge layover between seasons. So, for example, Hacks is just going to do one season every single year. And you don't have to wait 2 years. The Bear is cranking out a season every year. I want to say about The Bear, I don't know what the reaction has been to this season of The Bear, but I really felt like it recaptured some of the magic it had early in its run. It's happy. Carmi is trying to figure out. Richie, played by Evan Moss Backrack, is there. I thought a really great season for Io Edebiri. It did make me laugh. There were funny episodes of The Bear, and I felt like it was happier. And sign me up. Jamie Lee Curtis, the scene, and again, this is the dramatic part, but the scene she has with Jeremy Allen White, mother son, and he cooks her a meal, is so powerful. I absolutely loved it. So if you checked out on The Bear, maybe think about checking back in, because I think they got it back on the rails this season.
Here.
Well,
I remember because I forgot it was coming back as early as it was. And so it sort of felt like Christmas morning for me. I was having such a good time watching the season. I couldn't tell if it was the season was just in a better mood or if I was in such a good mood because I had more The Bear to watch. So it might have been a little column A, column B. Either way, it's always a good day when a new season of that drops.
So did you give up on The Bear?
Well, yeah, I did, but I'm gonna go back just on your endorsement because it just seemed like it was so much yelling. I mean, every episode it was just loud and obnoxious and I don't know. I mean, and it just didn't ring true to me to a certain extent, you know? I mean, I've worked on a bunch of cooking shows. I don't know. It just felt like this is just too over the top crazy. And not in like a comedic way, because it's not comedic, yet it's in the comedy category.
Yeah.
Which to me is ridiculous. That's why I have such a problem with the show, because I'm so pissed off that they put it in as a comedy.
I think it's safe to come back. The water's fine now. You can come on back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
It got really, really good, I think, this year. All right. So outstanding drama series: Andor, The Diplomat, The Last of Us, Paradise, The Pit, Severance, Slow Horses, and White Lotus. Why do they have? It used to be just 5, but now there's like 8 nominees in every single.
I was surprised
category.
by that too. I was having like an Oscars I was like, wait, which award show are we talking about today?
Like, was there a tie, or how did so many shows end up in this category?
Well, how come like an outstanding drama series gets more choices than just like actors and actresses? Like, there's a limit to actors and actresses, right?
Yeah,
It's always like 5. I mean,
in
let
the
me see.
lead, but in the supporting, it's like you got to make room for the entire cast of White Lotus and the entire cast of Severance. So those are big categories. But you're right, Sue. In the lead acting categories in both comedy and drama, it's only 5, but 8 in this. And I watched the only show in this group that I have not watched. I watched a little bit of The Diplomat. It didn't stick. I've never seen Slow Horses, but I've watched everything else in that group. Andor, I just watched, and it is really good. It is really good.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And I'm not a big, I didn't watch. I watched first year of The Mandalorian, and it doesn't have that sort of B-movie hokey kind of Star Wars vibe that you get a lot of the time. It's like it's a legit sort of we hate the Empire, we're going to overthrow those guys kind of vibe. Diego Luna is excellent. I was really impressed with Andor. And because of that, I think the Pit is going to win.
I love Andor. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and Andor and that desperate boots on the ground kind of feel you get with that show is unlike any other Star Wars show, or at least taking it to that level. There's a lot of things that I don't like about Star Wars TV. Mainly, I like the loud music and the huge letters telling you what's going on in a theater. That's my
Right.
preferred way to consume Star Wars. And after saying all that, I will also say the Pit is going to win. As
Yes.
great as Severance was, and I think that Severance had this in the bag, and then out of nowhere comes this new show that just blew everybody away. And the Pit, it's just that good.
So I read that Diego Luna was not nominated for Best Actor. I think he was snubbed.
We went through it. Yeah, no, he was not nominated for
Mhm.
Andor.
So, I mean, isn't that a big surprise? Because the series is supposed to be amazing.
It's a big disappointment. I'll tell you that.
I mean, aren't you surprised? You watched the show. Are you surprised that he wasn't nominated?
I guess it's so tough though, because again, like you don't have a lot of room. There's a lot of shows. There's a lot of people to reward. So there's inevitably going to be a few. I always call them Adam Sandler's in Uncut Gems, where there just was not room, even though they were more than deserving. So Diego Luna, it is fantastic. And Andor Star Wars doesn't need any more hardware on its shelf, but it would have been very nice to see him get nominated. It's a nomination worthy performance for sure.
Is it a snub as like someone like Noah Wyle not being nominated? Is it to that level?
No, I
No?
wouldn't put
No?
it, not
Okay.
for this season anyway. But
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
because it's Star Wars. There's so many it's like supporting players that are sort of pitching in, as is the Pit. But like you said, I think that Noah Wyle is the best example this year of somebody who is the engine driving the show, even if they're not in every scene.
So
Okay.
one little nugget I wanted to throw in there.
I just also want to agree with the Pit. There's outstanding drama series as well.
It. One of the things about the Pit is, and anybody that works in the business or Hollywood adjacent knows that production in Los Angeles is down. The Pit is shot in LA. And I think that's an underlying reason why the Pit is going to win, because they invested. They could have shot in Pittsburgh, I'm sure. They shot in LA. And I think that means something to people. But by the way, Kathy Bates, Matlock, the show that I hear is fantastic, also shot in LA. So I do think there's an element of that that's going on here, because production has been so down in this city.
And the studio too. I mean, some of it's got to be shot in LA.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely shot in LA for sure.
Yeah.
Sue, you wanted to mention Adolescence, which is nominated for Best Limited Series.
I think it's going to take home a lot of hardware.
Yep.
It was one of the most unique series I've ever seen. Just just by the mere virtue of how it was shot. You know, the one shot. I mean, just incredible. Every episode. The story, so disturbing. And the kid.
The kid is great.
He's nominated.
Yeah.
The youngest. He's the youngest, I think, nomination for an actor in a supporting role. He is so good. I think it's going to win a lot.
and the subject matter and where they take it. I mean, it's almost like baby reindeer walked so that adolescents could run. I mean, this
It's
thing, it is dark.
exactly.
It gets into your bones, and I was blown away by the way it told the story, the performances, so I'll agree with that. And my little shout out is gonna be, I love this show. I was so happy to see it win both reality show and reality host for Alan Cumming. I'm not a reality show guy at all. I have no idea who the cast of the Traitors are when I meet them at the beginning of each season, but I love watching Traitors. It's on Peacock, and it is fantastic.
I'm with you 100%. It is the first reality competition show that I ever watched was this past season.
Right.
I didn't know who anybody was. There were some housewives, and there was a Big Brother person here, and there was what's his name's brother, Zac Efron's brother was there, and I didn't know any of them. And you know what? It works, and it works because it's Alan Cumming. I mean, Alan Cumming is unbelievably entertaining as the host. I mean, he's a really funny guy. But Sue, I don't know if you've ever tried Traitors.
I haven't seen it, but I know you keep on telling me how great it is. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
you don't
join
need
that
anything.
bandwagon. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Steve, let me tell you something, because I know that occasionally you like to have a nice birthday bash.
Yes.
Not 3 months ago, I was invited to a party at a big highfalutin producer friend of mine's place, and it was a Traitors themed party. 25 of us started out the night. We're all sitting around his pool out back, and we're playing Traitors. It's a sped up Traitors where it takes place over 3 hours. I'm just saying, for a future birthday party or something else you got going on,
Yeah.
Traitors is a great, a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life, and it could be a lot of fun to throw everybody into a blender and see who comes
It's
out
really
on top.
cool. You know who I'm going to invite to that party? Boston Rob. Boston Rob may be the greatest reality television personality of all time. He has got so much charisma. He's so interesting. He's playing everybody at all times. Had no idea who Boston Rob was before I watched this show, and now I'm like, no, that guy's he's a star. Boston Rob is the man, Sue. He's the man.
All right. Have to check it out.
One shout out for the Penguin, which I thought, if I was to pick, my favorite show this year was the Pitt. The Penguin was probably number 2. I thought Colin Farrell was amazing. I thought Christina Milioti was amazing. And I hope that does well. But Sue, that's in the limited series category. I think it's going to run into Adolescence and probably not get the awards that I originally thought it deserved. But the Penguin is a great series. You watched that, right, Sue?
Yeah, I loved it.
Oh, love that. All right, real quick, Mark Ellis, while I got you here. Sue, I don't think you've had a chance to see it yet, but what did you think of the Superman movie?
I thought it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. I think it was a great starting place for James Gunn and Peter Safran's new DC universe. And so there's a lot of fertile ground here. And I actually liked that this Superman felt different from previous iterations, and that this Superman needed help and wasn't shy about asking for it, and wasn't trying to be like, I'm the man. I mean, we come to meet Superman, a few years into his career on Earth as this, meta-human super being, and to see him kind of team up more than I thought he would with his dog, with Lois Lane, with Lanterns, with other metahumans. It was really fun to watch. And I think the perfect starting place for the new DC universe.
I thought it was good, not great. What I didn't like was I thought they were kind of mean to the CGI dog. Like
a little meaner than I would have liked.
At one point, they put like a basket on his head and was laying on his side, and then at another point, he's in like this snow globe thing, and he's chasing pretend rabbits in space. And I was like, I don't know, it seems like they were kind of mean to Crypto the dog.
As a dog guy, I can endorse that statement.
Yeah.
Oh, forget it. I'm not going to go watch
I know.
it now.
So you were like, it's not John Wick, but
it's not John Wick.
It did bother me. Jurassic Park. Do you see that one?
I was surprised at how much fun I had with Jurassic World Rebirth, because it starts out, and in golf terms, I think this movie starts out, the first hole is a triple bogey. And I'm like, what are we even doing here? This is just the most ridiculous plot contraption. But then it starts, and we're off on this rollicking adventure. I warmed to the cast. I thought all the action set pieces were really well executed. There were moments of terror, moments of laughter, and you're just on board for this adventure the whole time. So the movie ended, and I was like, holy crap, did I just like this movie? I think I did.
What I have a problem with Jurassic Park is that I think that if dinosaurs came back and they were roaming the earth, I would be a lot more freaked out than these people are. It just surprises me that they just kind of take it in stride. Like if I walked out of my house right now and saw a woolly mammoth or a Tyrannosaurus Rex coming towards me, I would have a heart attack. I mean, I would be so scared. And they just don't seem to be that affected by it.
Well, this one's weird, Sue, because it's been like 20 years since dinosaurs, right? Or 25 years, something like that. And people are kind of like not interested anymore. Dinosaurs are not even a thing because they've been around for so long and people saw them in zoos right? I mean, Mark, it's like there was no magic in the dinosaurs anymore, except for, trying to get the blood or whatever that is to cure heart disease.
Yeah, and so now they got to make all these new tricked out dinosaurs. The dinosaurs have become like Honda Civics, and it's just run of the mill. And so now you got to make something cool. And Sue, to your point, I think if I walked outside and saw a T-Rex, I'd be freaked out initially. But you know what else freaks me out? Every time my iPhone wants to do another update, and I got to learn all the stuff all over again. A couple days after that, I'm fine, and it's like it's been part of me the whole time. So I think that's it with dinosaurs.
Mark. Oh, Mark.
Dinosaurs are just an Apple update. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like with these zombie movies. It's like, I used to freak out when my brother used to come into my bedroom and be like a fake mummy, I knew it was my brother,
Yeah.
but it freaked me out. If I saw a real mummy, forget about it. And when I see these types of shows and movies where people just, I think, underreact to something that is so frightening, it just completely takes me out.
The thing I love about, like, for example, 28 years later, the Danny Boyle movie, which is a zombie movie, zombies are fast now. See, zombies used to be slow, like George Romero zombies. You had plenty of time to get away. Like, how could you get caught by one of them? But
Right.
these zombies are super fast, and that's what makes them scary.
Old school zombies, man. Old school zombies used to wear Converse and smoke cigarettes at halftime. And now they have the best training methods. They're in shape season long. They play in the Olympics, for God's sake. These zombies can do anything that anybody else can do, and sometimes at a faster clip. To Steve's point, 28 years later is a great movie. And man, the zombies in there take athleticism to a new level.
Yeah, they sprint at you. They sprint at you, Sue.
They're wearing Air Jordans.
They could be, yeah. Okay, last thing, and this is sort of a random one. I was watching a show last night. Actually, this is many shows that I've seen. And somebody comes to a dead body. And okay, you're freaked out when you see a dead body, right?
Yeah.
Do you think if it happened, you would throw up? I think throwing up is used way too much in movies. Like, have you ever just seen something and gone, ooh, ever in life?
I guess it depends on what the dead body looked like. Like if it was like mangled or,
Okay,
like
mangling.
guts hanging out or half of
Yes.
a head was there. I mean,
Right.
I may throw up.
Right.
But just a dead body? I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, the only time I've ever seen a dead body is at a wake. So,
Right.
So
Mark, would you throw up at the sight of a dead body?
I've thrown up in many caskets in my time. No, I feel like again, probably just gonna be a stupid guy here and just say that I'm not gonna throw up. I think that when I see something scary, I just tend to run cold, as opposed to like I get a little stiff and I get a little cold, as opposed to like my body wanting to expel anything. So I'd feel like I'd be able to hold it in okay from a throw up standpoint. If I walk into a room and there's like the smell of it, the smell
Exactly.
might
That
play
I
a
think would be
factor in
different.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that would be
Yes.
different. Yeah.
Yes, you would definitely need forensic paste.
When we're watching a show and somebody's, I'm like, oh, look out. Somebody's going to throw up about now. And it's like, I've never just spontaneously
was
thrown
it
up.
Department Q on Netflix?
It was Department Q on Netflix. Yes. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It's like,
maybe it
oh,
was the smell in there. Maybe it was the smell in there.
I think it
Must
was
have been.
probably the smell. I don't think it was just the visual.
Yeah.
I just started that show, so I'm excited to see where it goes.
I liked
it's
it.
really cool. It's a really cool
Okay.
show. Really cool
Good.
show. All right. Well, there you have it. There is your Emmys rundown. The nominations are out. And of course, the ceremony is coming up in September. Have they named a host yet? Anybody? I don't know if they've got a host for the Emmys yet.
I don't know if
I don't
they have
know.
a host, so
Nobody ever wants those jobs.
I will keep my night open just in case.
Mark, have you? Yeah, exactly, Mark. I mean, if Joe Coy can do it, you can, right?
Thank you. I appreciate the vote of confidence.
I think that was a vote of confidence, wasn't it? Kind of.
It sounded close enough.
Well,
It
it's
was-
kind of like if he could do it, then anybody
Yeah,
can.
you're right. It really wasn't. It
as
really
long
wasn't.
as if I get the hosting gig, as long as Steve takes me shopping again, so that we can make sure that we match the ceremony. Because
There
if
you
I'm
go.
hosting, you two are my cordial +2.
Excellent. Well, there you go. Good. There you go. There's your Culture Pop podcast. If you are watching, you can subscribe to the show on YouTube. And if you are listening, please subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or whatever your platform happens to be. Thank you very much, Mark Ellis. And we will see you next time on the Culture Pop podcast.